That was ENSA J, the author of The Dream of Becoming. That was part 1. I'm telling you, part 2 is the most interesting part of the interview. And indeed, in that part, JATTA deals with the system and deals with how the system is manipulative and how the system is being designed to put you and I down, that we will never rise up to be able to challenge the system and remove that which is keeping us down. I'm telling you, don't go away. The next part will be mind-blowing, and ENSA JATTA will take you through how the system is crippling you and I. Inspiration.
So my inspiration is from various angles. You met my daughter Isa. She's my first, and being a parent at my age, with her.
So that's the poem, Aisha?
That's the poem, Aisha.
Okay.
Very well. So I also draw inspiration from that.
Okay.
Being a father for the first time and holding my child, and then that feeling, you as a father, when you read it, you see yourself in it. And because I made the child to understand that the parents are not the only individuals that he owe or she owed a duty of responsibility to, but she owed greater duty of responsibility to the community where she is born, and also most importantly to the nation that she is born in. So to me, it is not about being aligned to a tribe. No, that is the last thing. See yourself as a citizen first. See yourself as a citizen before seeing yourself as being either a Muslim or a Christian. See yourself as a citizen first before seeing yourself as being a tribe of this or belonging to that particular tribe. Okay? So to me, in as much as we are aligning ourselves to tribes in religion, we are not seeing ourselves collectively as citizens of this country, then we are finding it difficult to pave a way for the development of this country.
Thank you very much, JATTA. So
Yes.
The next thing we look at is the book is out and is now in the public. What is your expectations of this book?
Yes, I had great expectation of this book. And Sirif, I want to give you this assurance here. On the day of my launching, I have made this clear. I said, from now onwards, I have promised myself that I'm going to write 50 books.
Listen to that.
Yes.
Now it is the second. If you have announced it there, this is the second time.
This is the second
that
time.
was not captured.
Yes.
But this one is captured.
Yes.
He promised to write about 50 books.
Yeah, 50
and
books.
That is the list he will write.
And those 50 books that I promised to write, and I will tell you this, each one of them is going to be much better than the first one that I am going to write. And then I will put this on record that my expectation of this book is it is going to travel far and wide, and it is going to touch the hearts and the soul of the lovers of literature, because it's obvious that if you don't have love for literature, you will never appreciate it.
And I'll attest to that when I started reading the Dream of Becoming, the poem. It's like instantly, when a revolutionary is reading a revolutionary spirit,
Yes,
and
and
it starts.
the spirit of revolution, and then this spirit of revolution is captured in many areas. When you look at the George Floyd, George
I
Floyd,
can breathe.
the George Floyd "I Can Breathe" is a revolution. When you talk about Africa is great, in the poem, it's a revolution. So it's not only a collection of pieces where I want to just write for the sake of writing, because when I was made to understand that this could be my life and soul, I gave it all. I put the whole of my heart into it, and I make sure that the things that I am giving out are the things that I feel truly in the deepest part of my heart. So you, who is the reader, you are also, it's obvious that you also find yourself in similar position. So my expectations are, this is not going to be a book that is only going to stop in the Gambia. Somebody sent me a picture of the book being read by white individuals, on holiday from Belgium, and then one of them had to comment and then say to the guy who is the author of this book, tell him, I say, let him keep on writing, because this is a very great work.
Sure.
And then I said to myself, no, and this is not even the finest that I have seen myself doing yet.
Sure.
I have
seen, this is not satisfactory.
This is not satisfactory.
You want something better.
I want something much more better than this. And I said I am going to give you much better than this thing. But I hope this will travel far and wide, and it will touch the heart and the soul of the readers. But above all, I hope it is also going to add to the discussions around the emancipation of Africa and the liberation of our minds as well. Because there are pieces that are protest
more
points.
of a protest point.
Yeah. So I add my voice in the discussions for the liberation of Africa. And I hope those that are going to read it will find themselves in alignment to those truths, and will carry the battle of Steve Biko, will carry the battle of Nelson Mandela, will carry the battle of Edward Francis Small of the Gambia, fighting for Africa, who are giving their heart and soul to the freedom of Africa.
The great
Halifa Sallah. And in fact, you saw his name in the book.
I saw that.
You saw his name in the book. I have not mentioned that part to you. Openly, Halifa was the first one that I have discussed regarding all of them. The first person that I met with to give this book to and say to him, look, I am on this project and I want you to bless it, was Halifa Sallah.
Thank you very much, ENSA JATTA. This is breaking the chains, and that is what we set to do, to break the chains of mental slavery. And indeed, he's on the path by writing this book, Dream of Becoming. And I am telling you, go get this book and read it. You'll be inspired to break the chains that is keeping you from not moving, to liberate yourself from mental slavery. Next, to you, if you were to define the system, how will you define it?
Yes, that's a very tough question and also a very interesting one. If I am to define the system, I am going to define it as being a sort of a vulture that is, standing somewhere, waiting for, is it carcass? Dead, things that are already dead, and then to feed on their souls. Now, but the system, unlike the vulture, the system is feeding on the innocence of us. That is the basic difference. Now, the system, how does it feed on us? The system feed on us by us giving it our labor. We are the one that gives the system what it needs. We are the system, we are the products of the system.
And it's like we are the fuel.
We are the fuel of the system. But still, we are also the one that have been traumatized by the same system. Let's have it this way. Now, the system is what we have running the affairs of yourself and myself and all of us. The system is what directs us where we need to go. But in the same light too, you need to understand something. We are also at some point working for the betterment of the system. This is why I am a teacher. This is why you are also an educator. Now, what we teach is the design curriculum of the system. Now, this design curriculum of the system is put in a way that it does not allow you to teach
anything outside
of that. Not giving you the freedom to do what you want to do with your periods and lessons and the students at your custody. And it deprived me of the same opportunity as well. Now, the system, because you mentioned the difference between the public and the private school. the system is not very much concerned with what happened in the private school. It's more concerned with what is going on in the public school, because it understands very well that it is the children of the poor individuals that are in those public schools.
And revolution always comes from those places.
And revolutions always comes from those places. But in order to make sure that these revolutions are kept in order, let it not be found out. The system is designed in a way that it wants to keep you, it wants to keep those individuals at the level that they are. It does not want them to grow,
never rise
beyond that. And this is why it will not provide you with, all that you will need. They will tell you that there is free education, but at the end of the day, that free education, parents, all of them now will be like, oh, the system said, there is free education, and I'm not supposed to pay a dime. But even if a teacher comes to you and asks you, we are supposed to do study class and the kid is supposed to pay $10. You're like, but no, but the system said I'm not supposed to pay anything. And the child of that system, who is directly connected to the system, is paying thousands of dollars.
Thousands, even in dollars. You say dollars.
Thousands of dollars, while you are depriving your child of that opportunity to attain the same quality with that one.
Absolutely.
Now the son of that particular operator of the system is allowed to go through the system to come back again and tell the father that it's time for you to retire. Mom, it's time for you to retire.
I take over.
Move aside, and I am taking over.
And that's exactly what's happening.
Now the system becomes, a family inheritance.
A family enterprise.
A family enterprise. The father is going, the children are coming.
And in fact, to support that, there are certain institutions in this country. It's more of a family enterprise, public institutions.
We know them.
My father was here, so he's out, so I'm going to be there.
We know them.
That's what's happening.
So the system, I'm going to describe it as more of being a vulture, that feeds on, on us, but in a very, very bad way, because, you can give the system all your best. You can offer the system all that you need. You can be the most loyal to the system, but when you are no longer capable to give the system whatever strength, it can drain your energy. And then when you get to a stage where you can no longer offer the services that you were offering to him or her, the system will kick you out.
That is, the system will drain you and then dump you.
And then it will bring another individual, that will continue with the same cycle.
It's like a machine.
The same cycle. Give the system what it needs. And when it no longer can give the system what it needs, the system will dump you and forget about you. And then brings another individual again.
And the cycle
cycle keeps continuing, and then you will be like, okay, I am very comfortable with this system. While the operators of those systems behind the scenes, are feeding on your blood and on your schools.
And the worst part is, like, you find those people who have been in the system a long time, they say, I'm retired, but not tired. They get back to the system with a contract.
With a contract, So the system is unjust. The system is unfair. The system is, it's what is keeping us, from going very far, because the system is not progressive. And when a system is not progressive, it does not want thinkers that are progressive to come with their positive thoughts. And this is why you, in any institution, you'll be seen as a threat. Because the reason why you'll be seen as a threat is the system does not want your ideas. Because your ideas are going to better the system. And the system does not want to get better. The system wants to remain in a way that it is going to create more rooms and opportunities for the embezzlement of funds, more rooms and opportunities, for the corruptions ongoing, more rooms and opportunities for nepotism, more rooms and opportunity, for ineffective services. Okay. Now look at most of these public institutions. You'll understand that their services are always ineffective.
Very.
That's how the system is designed. That's how the system is designed. And you can see now most of the private organizations, private companies are coming to take ownership of those public institutions. What belongs to the public? Because the system is weak. The system only is good at feeding on us.
It's like the system is good in destroying what belongs to the poor and building what belongs to the rich, the elites.
That is perfectly how best we can describe the system.
And even if you are advocating for that which belongs to the public, the system aims to destroy it.
Very well.
But if you're advocating for things that are just for the elites, you are the darling of the system.
Now, just take a very good example with the cement crisis that was just going on recently. Now, this cement crisis, it's obviously known to everyone that one individual cannot serve a population of 2 million with cement.
Absolutely.
Come on.
You don't have that capacity.
Simple. This is just way too simple for us to understand that it is not possible for an individual out of 2 million plus a population to supply the whole of those 2 million with cement. People are building every day.
Every day.
People are refurbishing their houses every day. So it's not possible. But the system, because of its nature, because of its nepotism, and because it favors those that are very close to it, it has created room for those individuals, both at business level, at personal level,
politics,
at political level, to feed on the masses. So it is like a vulture being out there that is feeding on you and I. We are giving it the taxes. We are giving the, every year the taxes. They will tell you GRA just announced that, they have surpassed, their targeted revenue, for this particular year. And it's no more in millions now. They are now saying that they have gained those targets, attaining billions of Gambian dollars.
Over 20 billion.
Over 20 billions of revenue in 2025.
And then you don't see that revenue.
You don't see those realities reflected
in the life of the Gambian.
In the lives of the Gambian people. Because, man, come on. You just come in to my house now, you saw people digging boreholes. So the services of water services in this country is ineffective. Ineffective to one system that people can no longer rely on it.
They have to dig
their own boreholes to get water. Okay. Now, if there are also other services of electricity, different from now giving us electricity, people might prefer going to those individuals. Okay. And you talk about the basic commodities. You talk about life in the market. You talk about rental. You will understand that all these billions that are generated in taxes
a given year,
in this particular country, is not reflected in the lives and the livelihood of the people of this country. So the system is a vulture. It's a vulture in short.
You get it from him. The system is a vulture that is here to devour all of us that are here in this system. And of course, finally,
yes,
what must we do to break the system?
I think
to break the chain.
The most important thing to start with is education.
I mean, now, you must destroy the education.
Yeah, the most important thing to start with is education. Whether it is self-education or whatever means of education that one can attend to. You can follow the norms, you can follow the trends, the educational system in this country, but don't think it is going to liberate your mind. It is not. You can be educated in the University of the Gambia, in the International Open University, and you will think it is a ground or it is a place for you, to have a mind that is liberated. It is not.
Even if you have PhD.
Even if you have PhD, it is not. So long it makes you think that your certificate, your bachelor's, your master's, your PhD makes you better than the one that has not been to school.
The one who is sitting in the ghetto.
The one who is sitting in the ghetto. Nothing has changed. Okay? So education first to start with is, is where we need to start. Let's have education. And having this education also comes in this way. Education that is going to teach you to be humble. So that you will have that knowledge and come back to the lowest person in the community and sit with the lowest person in the community and break that education that you had gained to him in the language that he or she understands, to make him involved, to bring him on board, to drag him along, awake their conscience. Let them also know that they have a part to play in the development of this country.
That reminds me of what Farrakhan says: the duty of the educated person is to educate the uneducated
person,
and the duty of the civilized person is to civilize
the uncivilized in the society. So that is the first things to start with. Here education makes people to think, that they are better than their cultural settings, they are better than their traditional settings, they are better than those that they found settings on the ghettos, they are better than those that cannot speak the language that you and I are speaking. So long those mindsets are with us, we are not moving anywhere. So the first thing that we need to start with to break away from the system is education. It's obvious. I'm going to go back to it. It's education, but it's education with the right attitudes. It's education with the right mindset. It's education with the right desires. The desires in you to contribute positively towards the development of this country.
To see country first.
Yeah, to see country first. Let it not just be the education where you are going to be leveling the parts of the animals. So, while you are busy leveling the parts of those animals and other things, someone at your age is busy developing technologies that are contributing to the advancement of their society.
We are here
so we need to break away from the system by first ensuring that we have things that are going to effectively contribute to the betterment of the system. Because if you say you don't want A, you must ensure that you provide A with an alternative. And the alternative always it's B. So if we set the system in place, it's not the system that we need. Let's take it all down to our educational system. Because our educational system is rotten. It has not provided us with the opportunity. It has not provided the learners with the opportunity to reason the way they want to reason beyond the four corners of the classroom. This is why you have citizens that do not care. You will have nurses that do not care about their patients.
Teachers do not care about their students.
You will have teachers that do not care about their students. You will have police officers that do not care about the public. You have the PIU officer who thinks that the first point of correction in every crowd control is to beat and throw tear gas. You will have the president who will think that being a president is a right. It's not even a privilege, it's a right. And those around him will tell you that disobeying him means you are disobeying God. Okay? So we must have the right system of education that is going to liberate the minds of the people not to see things in this darkest way. Because to me, viewing things in that way is viewing things in the most backward way, viewing things in the most darkest way. And then let nobody be scared. Let people not be scared. If you have been through the educational system and you choose to think differently from how elites are thinking, don't be scared of your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Express them. Stand out to say, I am proud to be different from these individuals.
I'm
not with you. And then if that means you being radical, accept being called radical. If that means being you called, an uneducated, educated individual, accept being called that name. Any name that it suits them for them to call you, allow them to call you that name, so long you don't reason the way they reason.
Thank you very much. Your last words. Here we go.
Yeah, my last words is just going to be to thank you once again, Sharif. for finding me in my small abode, and then having this opportunity to discuss with me on the way forward, and also on how we break the chains, how we liberated our minds and our souls. I don't know whether I have contributed effectively to the discussion, but whereas I feel in any shortcomings, let the audience understand. We are students. We are still learning.
Sure.
And then we hope that we will continue learning until we become better in our learning, to contribute more effectively to the discussion that will take place in liberating the minds and the souls of our people.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Sari.
Pleasure having you.
The greatest pleasure remains mine.
That
Thank you
was
so much.
ENSA JATTA, the
Yes.
author of The Dream of Becoming.
Right.
And this is the platform we will break the chains of mental slavery, and indeed to expose the mechanisms of the system. And you, the one watching, telling you, don't conform to the norms of the system that is trying to keep us all down. And we must liberate our minds by going outside that which is confined, that we should stay. We shouldn't stay. If you are in school, understand that the books you're being taught are never going to liberate you. It is the books that you never heard, which they will never bring into the school system. Those are the books that will liberate you. To tell you once more, thank you very much for watching, and keep watching, and more of this will be coming.